us a quiz.
How can he give us a quiz if he hasn't taught us anything yet?
We're supposed to get a smart quiz. Maybe he thinks we know stuff already.
I memorized every single date in the AP books. I bet I know more dates than Mr. Murph. What's up? Here he comes.
Hello, everybody. Well, I already know some of you, but not all of you. And since this is a mixed grade class, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Mr. Murphy, and history is my game, which I guess you already knew. How about you? Why don't you say your name and your grade and whatever.
Hi, I'm Leandre. I'm in 3rd grade. Sorry, you already knew that. I'm just trying to follow the protocol.
Thank you, Leandre.
I'm Marcel. I'm in 5th grade. Whatever.
Okay, Marcel, whatevers are not required. Good to meet you. Next, in the back.
Douglas, 9th grade. I'm here under protest.
Oh, really? How so?
I don't like the idea of a mixed grade class. No offense.
Oh, not taken.
Douglas, it's new for all of us. Let's roll with this, shall we?
Wait, Mr. Burks.
Yes, Marcel.
I do have a whatever. I mean, a question. Will there be a quiz today?
Well, kind of, yes.
How can you give us a quiz?
Not fair. You know my name, but I don't know yours.
Sorry. I'm David, 10th grade. Look, I'm not trying to just be disrespectful, okay? I just mean you haven't taught us yet, and, well, never mind.
No. David, you have a point. Look, don't worry. It's not a graded quiz.
It's not, buddy. Know all the dates.
I don't believe we've met. You are?
Oops, sorry. Hi, I'm Communipaw. I'm in 5th grade. I study all the time.
Well, it doesn't hurt to know dates, but you know, there's a lot more to history than dates and battles and that kind of stuff. History is about you and me. We are making history right now. And way back when, people just like us were alive, doing things together, making choices, making history.
Mr. Murph.
Yes, you have a question.
What?
Okay?
I thought our history class never being a history class.
Well, Leandre, you might be right about that. But that doesn't mean that you won't make the history books one day. Any one of you or all of you could make waves in this world. And the kind of history that we're studying here, it's about people.
Like what?
Well, like Jersey City. What do you know about Jersey City's history?
I know that downtown used to be where a lot of poor people live. And now more rich people live there than in any other part of Jersey City.
You're right.
I can't even afford to live there anymore.
You're right. I can't.
I know that the people just came and tore houses down. I read in the newspaper.
Good, that's true.
You read the newspaper?
My mom doesn't sometimes read while she's reading.
Mr. Murph, how old is Jersey City?
Well, Jersey City was named Jersey City about 175 years ago.
What was it called before that? Or was there nothing before that?
Oh no, people have been living here for several thousand years.
Mr. Burks, I thought Henry Hudson discovered Jersey City in 1609. That's only 400 years ago.
You're right, Marcel. Henry Hudson was an English explorer who was working for the Dutch government, looking for a faster way to get to Asia because everybody was after Asian spices. Europeans loved Asian spices, and it was really hard to travel to Asia from Europe on land. So the Dutch and the English were trying to find ways to sail across the Atlantic Ocean and up and over North America. Well, that didn't work. But Henry Hudson did wind up sailing into the harbor here in 1609. But there were already people living here.
Indians?
There were several native tribes here, the first Americans, and on this side of the big river, we call it the Hudson River, there lived a tribe called the Lenni Lenape. They were an Algonquin tribe, they spoke an Algonquin language, and they had been living here for thousands of years.
So what about between 1609 and
1838 to be exact. Well, it was named the city of Jersey in 1820. Before that, it was a part of Bergen Township in Bergen County.
Wait, Jersey City is in Hudson County.
Yes, but there was no Hudson County until 1840. This was all Bergen County before that.
So what about before 1820?
There were villages, all part of the town of Bergen. You might recognize the names. There was Hobuck,
You mean Hoboken?
yep, and the Weehawk,
Weehawken.
and Communipaw,
Communipaw? You mean like Communipaw Avenue?
the very same. Now there's some confusion about whether the name Communipaw comes from the Algonquin language that the Lenni Lenape spoke, or if it's shorthand for Paw's community.
Who's Paul?
Well, that would be Michael DePaw, who Pavonia is named after. He liked naming things after himself, and he was the first and largest Dutch landowner around here. So I guess he figured he could do that. Do you know what paw means in Dutch? Peacock. So that should tell you something.
Mr. Murray, I thought New Jersey was named by the English.
It was, when they took over governing this area back in 1664. Before that, it was governed by the Dutch. You see, that's who Henry Hudson was working for when he sailed into the harbor in 1609. For 55 years, this area was a Dutch colony. The Dutch had colonies all around the world then. And this area was part of the colony of New Netherland. And down where the Liberty Science Center is, by the turnpike exit, that used to be the shoreline at high tide. And right there was the village of Communipaw.
That's where Communipaw Avenue is, right?
Or begins, depends on how you look at it. That's where the Dutch first met the Lenni Lenape natives. It's where they first brought African slaves onto this land to work. It's where a lot of history was made. So, a little geography. Which way was the village of Communipaw? It's east of here, right?
Oh yeah, I knew that.
This is where it all started. Hey, I have an idea. Want to see?
Yeah.
To the editor of the Knickerbocker magazine.
Sir, I observed in your last month's periodical a communication from a Mr. Vanderdonk giving some information